All right, good morning. My contemplation this morning is on how Nigeria can achieve zero-risk export. Through government protection, Nigerian government can protect its exporters, actually. How Nigerian government can protect its exporters. If the exporter does not feel safe and they have alternative businesses locally. I'm talking about businesses that are doing very well and they can actually export, but they know there are risks, and they know some of these risks, with government support, it will be possible for them to be able to ensure they protect themselves. If the government does not make or create a platform, a way to protect them in the export market, no matter the initiative, whatever the campaign of government to get people to export, many people are not going to do it. The fact that we have 15,000 plus, according to NEPC, registered exporters, and we have less than 1,500 exporting annually is a testimony to this fact. A number of people have come in, they've had issues, and they've stopped. Particularly when they have alternative. And that's where we need the government support. So this morning I'll be talking about how the government, that's my contemplation this morning, how the government can protect its exporters. Because look, at the end of the day, when the non-oil export grow, government take the glory. Even though private sector did the shipment, but government take the glory by creating enabling environment, support structures to be able to ensure business thrive. So at the end of the day, even the job creation, the FX repatriation, government take the glory. So it's good for the government to be able to grow the volume of export from the country. So government should take it very seriously. That is my recommendation, not just Nigerian government, to just any government that you really want to grow export. So how do you protect your exporters? Number one, export credit insurance. Export credit insurance. Export credit insurance ensure the export proceed. That's one of the things China is doing right now for its businesses. They're having challenge with the US market. They're encouraged to look for market in other places around the world. And they are supported with export credit insurance. Go into that market. Don't stop production. Ensure the jobs are created. Ensure the job. Do not stop production. Look for other markets. Giving them single-digit loan, but also giving export credit insurance. Export credit insurance. Export credit insurance, which ensure the export process. That means I can go into a country where there is war. I can go into a country where the risk is high. Because when I ship and I have issue with my payment, government, an export credit agency created by government have insured me. I can get maybe like 90%, sometimes 95% of my proceeds and continue my business, and government agency or the ECA can chase for the payment. Protection for the exporters. Extremely important for the government to protect the exporters using export credit insurance. Number two, overseas sales representative. If I ship to countries, government are not able to do this in every country. They can do it in major country Nigerian ship to. And I have issue with payments. I should be able to engage an overseas sales representative that can help me follow up on payment. In fact, even in finding buyer, I should be able to go to a government office and say, look, I'm looking for a representative in this. And government already have pre-approved, pre-verified representative. Government can even subsidize. Maybe they are charging $1,000 per transaction and I'm paying $500 because government have already paid half of it. So anybody coming, they give me their invoice. When they give their invoice to me, government pay part of it and I pay the remaining. And they are there to represent me. And as a representative of me, they can ensure that if I have issues, for example, someone is claiming my good is bad, whereas it's lying because he doesn't want to pay, my representative can say, okay, we can move the good to someone else. Can arrange login and move the good to someone else. Immediately, if a buyer knows you have a representative, serious representative in the export market, he won't even try that rubbish with you. He won't try that rubbish. It must be a genuine issue. It won't be like it's a frivolous reason that is given because he doesn't want to pay. So following up on payment, and then moving the goods to other people if they say they are not buying again. Because sometimes they do that. They know they can't come, but if they know you have a representative, they won't do that rubbish. Legal services. legal services. Sometimes you need to use legal means to enforce the contract and recover money at the export market. Government, I know there is an incentive NFP is working on in this regard to be able to pay part of that money. Now, what that means is that it becomes a lot easier to ensure that I do not have issues with payment without having a lawyer to resolve the issue whenever I have. Because now I have an issue in the export market, I can engage a lawyer easily. I'll pay part of the fee, the government will pay part of the fee. Now, because when I know the government, number one, government already have pre-approved lawyers that can help me do this, and at the same time, government is helping me to pay part of the fee, that's protection for me. Give me confidence of the interest of the government to ensure there's protection for exporters in the export market. The ambassador should be the ship marketing officer of Nigeria. Ship marketing officer. If I'm shipping to a country and I have issues, I should be able to reach out to the ambassador. There should be what's it called it now? An export desk in Nigerian embassy. That through the ambassador I can read the export desk, and the export desk can help me resolve issues in the export market. These are what developed countries have established here. You know, there is a company called JETRO. JETRO is a Japanese export promotion agency. It's supposed to be in Japan, but they are in fact, they do training for Nigerian exporters. Can you imagine? Can you imagine supporting Nigerian exporters? They're in Japan, but they're in Nigeria, and there are a lot of other agencies like that. What do they basically do? The basic thing they do is to be able to support in the export market, support their businesses. I've given an example of a European company, one of the top exporter in Europe, probably among the top 3 exporter in Europe, among a European company in the EU, who is sponsoring a Nigerian working in the embassy in Nigeria to do executive diploma in export business management. A course we run with an American school. Why are they sponsoring? They need him to help the business people in their country looking for market in Nigeria to develop export market for him in Nigeria, for them in Nigeria. So the ambassador have to be involved. In fact, I'm of the opinion that the president must give an ambassador a target. If you are appointed as an ambassador, you got into that country, Nigerian export in that country is $200 million. You must increase it to $400 million within a year. If you don't achieve it, just resign. We'll get someone else to go and do the job. You shouldn't just be there. One of your work beyond the diplomatic means is to be the chief marketing officer of Nigerian business, organizing trade missions, supporting Nigerian businesses in the export market. If you don't do that as an ambassador, then you are not doing enough. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. We need you to sell Nigeria. If you're not selling Nigeria, so what are you selling? What are you doing in the export market? So to protect Nigerian businesses, there is also need for capacity building. On number one, how to ensure that they use trade finance instrument to protect themselves. Capacity building on guarantees, capacity building on letter of credit, capacity building on standby letter of credit, capacity building on how to use trade finance instrument that ensures that even if the buyer is insolvent, even if the buyer is unable to pay, payment will still be made. Why will payment be made? Payment will still be made. Why will payment be made? And how is payment going to be made? Why will payment be made? And how is payment going to be made? Payment is going to be made by the bank. By the bank. Because the bank already give undertaking to pay. Through demand guarantee, payment guarantee type, through standby letter of credit, commercial standby type, or through letter of credit or confirmed letter of credit. These are all trade finance instruments that can protect the exporter. So there's capacity, need for capacity building to train exporter on this protective mechanism against their payment in the export market. Also, National Trade Facilitation Committee. Obama set up that when he became president. because it realized the millions of jobs created by virtue of every $1 billion of export from the US to different markets. And they report to the president directly. We need a national trade facilitation committee. Trade facilitation is not for import facilitation, but for export facilitation. National, in fact, maybe an national export facilitation committee. Because if you say trade facilitation, we'll be talking about what the WTO is trying to do. That's not what I mean. National Export Facilitation Committee. Something like that. Now, what is this committee supposed to do? They're supposed to work to address Nigerian trade barriers in the export market, ensure simplification of the export process, help to reduce anything that hinder competitive advantage, work with NEPC and the presidency to ensure Nigerian businesses are protected in the export market. Then we need market information service. This can be done by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council and Ministry of Trade. Market information service, providing information on market intelligence. You know, there are some markets, I won't mention any country here, but there are some countries in Asia that the chance that you will lose money if you export there is very high. Because a number of people that are in that country that try to reach out to Nigeria on different platforms for business, many of them are fraudsters. That's not to say those countries are fraudsters. We have fraudsters in every country. It's just peculiar to some commodity, to some countries. You should be aware of those countries, so that when you are shipping there or when you're looking for buyer there, you can do additional level of due diligence. So providing information that can help you assess the risk and identify reliable trade partners in that export market. But lastly and most importantly, conducting awareness campaign regarding risk of payment default and the available government support that will help you. So as you are telling Nigerians about risk of payment default, you are also telling them about available government support that can help you to resolve that issue. In fact, I believe strongly government must ensure that Nigerians feel protected in the export market. There must be that campaign that makes Nigerians, if I want to export, I have no reason to know that I feel protected in the export market. There's no reason why I should not feel protected. I should feel protected in the export market. I should feel protected. In fact, I believe strongly the Minister of Trade, if he's going to grow non-oil export, create a portal that she can access at her convenience, her PA can access at her convenience, where exporter can drop issues they have in a particular market that they need government support and government intervention. We must have that feeling of protection in the export market. So that when I'm going to another market, I know if I have issue in this market, my government got my back. My government has got my back. Imagine that kind of confidence. That's the confidence some businesses have when they are coming into Nigeria. You see some businesses that are coming in, when they come in immediately, they go to the embassy. They know the government is supporting. Government is doing everything possible to support them in the export market, because government know the implication of ensuring those businesses succeed, and they want to ensure they succeed in the export market. These are the things we want the Ministry of Trade and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council to do. And not just Nigeria, and I mean Africa in general, because Africa needs to rise. But if Africa is going to rise, Africa cannot rise without trade. We cannot. Go and check most of the things happening around the world. Most of the time, it's always about trade, about the economy, about trade. Most decisions are taken based on this. Trade, economy, trade, economy, trade, economy, trade. There are major considerations, even when war is going to break out. Even when war is going to break out. Even when there is so powerful, and it's able to give countries soft power to be able to do a lot more and wield a lot of influence around the world. This is my contemplation this morning. Thank you very much for joining me again. See you tomorrow, and bye for now.